Trash Panda has sent me something that's pretty cool. This is Trash Panda's new overstable mid-range, the Canyon. I'm gonna be showing you how this thing flies today and giving you my quick thoughts and a quick review over it. But first, let's dive into this packaging because I think it's worth showing. Jesse had sent a bunch of care packages out to some of us creators. Actually, it looked like quite a few creators, which is really cool. And I think it's worth showing you how much effort they put into this package. Not only does it show how much they're doing, how much effort they're putting into their brand, but also I think it could be something that disc golf companies could do more and more of. So as I open this thing, I am greeted with a literal picture of myself that says wanted. Chasing chains for exposing disc golfers' true feelings. The bottom is really blurred out and it's hard to read, but it says, if you see this individual pictured above, please send word to your marshal. This person is armed with discs of all shapes and sizes and could be dangerous. Approach with extreme caution. So the fact they went out, got a picture of me, put it on this piece of paper, and they did it for so many creators. So, you know, all this takes time. Next, I'm greeted with this appreciation card. We're a fan of what you do, so we wanted to get you some Canyons before anyone else. No strings, no fine print, just appreciation for how you've shaped our sport. So, you know, they're sending me this. I'm sure they're hoping that I do some sort of video, some sort of, you know, little marketing for them, but at the same time, they're not expecting me to. I don't have to make this video. And then last but not least, we have the discs, which are also wrapped up. We got two Canyons here. I got a lighter orange and a darker orange. The light orange is pinned 174 and the dark 173. This is just a very thought out package that I honestly really appreciate. It makes you feel special. It makes you excited to receive it, excited to unbox it. And I think that is really cool. I don't know if you guys have seen before, but I do have a decent shoe collection. And when a special release came out, something these companies would do is kind of make the unboxing experience better and more special. And that is exactly what Trash Panda has done here with just opening a plastic disc. And I totally think more companies could start rolling stuff out like this. Not that every release has to be this way, but to the general public, if there was a really special edition disc releasing, maybe they do put a little bit more effort into the packaging instead of just slapping on a limited edition stamp to it. Especially for the collector side of disc golf, you know, I have some collector discs here. I kind of got into that when it was booming and it was fun, but I don't really collect all that much now. But for those collectors, that could be something that is really cool, makes you feel good, makes you feel like you're getting something special. Anyway, just wanted to talk about that just really quickly because overall, it made me feel special and I thought it was really cool. So thank you, Jesse. Enough about the box. Let's talk about why you're really here, and that's the disc itself. So they're calling this the Canyon. It's an overstable beaded mid-range. One of the first things that I noticed straight out of the box is just how board flat this disc is. The rim is honestly kind of rounded off until it gets down to that bead. And the bead is no micro bead. It's there, it's present. I don't think it really bothers me in the hand. I think the disc overall feels very comfortable in the hand. And with it having such a board flat profile, I think a lot of people are actually gonna like the forehand grip, especially depending how overstable and torque resistant it is. But it does feel great in both grips, forehand and backhand. Now the plastic did kind of surprise me. I don't know what they call this plastic, if it has a name. Sorry guys, but it is very flexible, very kind of, you know, gummy in that sense. Like, look. That is, you know, not much effort there. So it'll be interesting to see kind of how that releases out of the hand. I think they could maybe stiffen it up just slightly, but I'm sure with it being this flexible and bendy, when it does hit the ground, it should just die and sit. I'm really trying to think of what this disc reminds me of when it comes to like the hand feel and kind of what the mold is similar to, but I just can't figure it out. I don't know if I've tried anything, if I felt anything similar to it. I'm sure I have, I just can't think of it. Out of the box, I was thinking MD3-esque, but then I pick up an MD3 and I'm like, oh yeah, that's not even remotely similar. So I don't know what I was talking about. I can only say so much about how this thing feels, so we should probably get out to the course, see how this thing flies, decide if we like it or not. Here we go. We have made it to the course. Moraine Rotary is where we're at. Gonna be playing a few holes here with the Canyon just to show you guys how these are flying on every angle. I did throw these a couple of times yesterday just to get kind of a first impression. And I gotta say, they are nice and overstable, workable. They fought the wind very well. While they have that overstability, I didn't think it was too much. So pretty straight flight to a consistent fade each time. But we're gonna test that out some more today and gather some more opinions. There's not a whole lot to hole 1 here. 300 feet, wide open field. Wind's down. Let's see what we can do. A little far for me with a overstable mid. So first shot, gonna try to flex it to the basket, get inside circle. Yeah, that's wonderful, but still not quite gonna get there. Kind of just glides on Annie, lands flat. It's got a very smooth transition from Annie to fading where it lands flat and it's not, you know, fighting out of the Annie super hard. Kind of holds the Annie, and then when it wants to, subtly comes out and lands flat. And I like that because one, I think it'll be great for shaping shots. And then if you do have a headwind, I really feel like you're gonna be able to trust this disc without it dumping out too soon on you. Right around it. Sometimes I get a headwind and I immediately think I have to pull out the most overstable disc to fight it. And sometimes I pull out too overstable where it fights the wind well, but I didn't have to necessarily go that stable. And I think that's where this mid-range could come in because I think it'll be able to fight the wind, still allowing to push straight and maybe a little farther than some of those really overstable discs. Does that make sense? Hole 2 also says 300 feet, but I feel like it's shorter than hole 1. I'm gonna try to go hyzer all the way to the basket and see how the Canyon does on that angle. Nice. Very nice. See if I can get this one a little closer. A little lower, a little driven, more driven. And because it was lower, I didn't quite get the distance. See if I can knock down at least one of these. Hey-oh, 2 for 2. Yep. We have officially hit 7,000, a little over 7,000 now. And I just want to say a huge thank you to all of you for the support. It's absolutely amazing. Truly, thank you. On to 8K, the grind continues. Hole 3 for us, basket sits on the left side of the fairway. The Canyon could be perfect because I think if we hit it hard and flat down the middle of the fairway, the disc stability will just take it to the basket. I might have to put it on a touch of anhyzer just to get that forward push, just because I don't know if I have the arm, but we'll see. Get off of it. Oh, the good little kiss. Might be too stable for me to get there, actually. Let me see if I can give you something to compare it to. I got a couple of buzzsaws kind of known to be a more stable buzz. I'll try to hit these flat and see what they do. Oh yeah, so much straighter. Still has fade at the end, but big difference. One more. Yeah, that's almost similar to that second Canyon shot. A lot more glide, a lot less stability. Distance-wise with the Canyons, it's been so consistent for me. Makes sense, they theoretically should be the same disc, you know, but they're always right next to each other. Oh, snuck it in right side. Didn't want to straddle that. I should have, but it's in. Also, I'm not trying to say the buzzsaws are necessarily comparable to the Canyons. Very, very different discs. I just had some extra buzzsaws in the bag. And so if you've thrown the buzzsaw before, that kind of gives you an idea of how stable the Canyon is. Similar shot here, but shorter at 260 feet. I think I want to throw a nice hard flat shot, high enough to get over the bridge, and then the disc should hyzer right to the basket. I got this tree in my way, so forgive me. Oh, didn't really fade hard that time, maybe because I didn't give it the height. There we go, that should be better. Interesting that it's not necessarily fading as hard. Maybe we have a tailwind pushing it down. I hope you guys are enjoying this video. If you are, please hit that like and subscribe button. Also, if you're ever in the market for some new plastic, hit the link down below. Use that link, it'll take you to foundationdiscs.com. You guys get new plastic, you help support the channel. It's a win-win. Thanks, guys. Okay, so the flight makes a lot more sense now. From the flag, left to right wind. I didn't notice that on the T-pad, which is why the canyon stayed a lot straighter that time. But we are right here. I've shown you guys a lot of the backhand shots that I've wanted you to see, but I haven't shown you the forehand. So we're gonna use this hole here, 300 feet, slightly uphill. Definitely gotta get a clean release with these. Hopefully we can get them there, but we'll see what happens. Oh wow, so I can give it the power. A little scared that it wasn't gonna be torque resistant enough. Here we go. Oh my goodness, that's beefy. I'm getting those again and trying one more time. You can just pound on those things. I don't know if I physically can get them to this hole, but I'm throwing that pretty hard. Higher, Anheuser, still fades out. That might be the most impressive thing yet, at least for me. That's kind of exciting. Oh, maybe. Dang. All right, guys, I wanted to come out here, play a few holes, show you guys how the canyons are flying so far. I don't know if they're still tweaking these. I'm pretty positive these are just kind of the prototypes. You could buy them, but they're sold out now. I don't even know when they release, to be completely honest with you. But when they do, you guys might really, really like these. Again, I think they have some really nice stability that isn't overwhelming. They're workable. They're not super glidey in my opinion, but that's kind of what you get out of a overstable mid-range. So to me, that makes sense. This last shot with the forehands, you know, I threw 4 of them. At first I was a bit hesitant, and then I'm like, okay, let's give this a full rip. And those last 2, I really felt like I threw them as hard as I could. Maybe I could get a little extra distance, but they held up extremely well. And I think mid-ranges on a forehand can be rather finicky, but not these. These held up fantastic. They weren't finicky at all. Felt like I could trust them, even though I only threw 4 shots with them. I felt like after those shots, I'm like, oh yeah, I could definitely hammer some forehands with this thing. But yeah, overall, seems like a really great disc. It'll be interesting to see if the first runs, or whatever Trash Panda calls them, turn out exactly like these, or if they'll be tweaked even more. Shout out Jesse and Trash Panda for sending me these. Thank you guys so much. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one.